This is the plaintiff, Joseph Gross. He says he hired the inept defendants to install a new floor in his house, and the knuckleheads botched the job big time. He had to hire a new contractor to fix the uneven work the defendants did because the defendants were unable to correct their own mistakes. And he's here seeking the $5,000 he's now owed. These are the defendants, Stephen, Michael, and Peter Lopina. Stephen says he, his brother and father, did a very good job for the plaintiff, but he's one of those impossible-to-please types. This guy's crazy if he thinks he can get $5,000 out of them, because the entire job they got paid for was only $1,500. Bottom line, the plaintiff's complaints are unwarranted, and they think the judge will agree. They're accused of being uneven.
All parties, please hit your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says he hired the defendants to put a new floor in his home and they were utterly incompetent. But the defendant says the job was A-OK and the guy can't be pleased. It's the case of coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay. Joseph Gross, you are suing your neighbors?
They live down the street, Your Honor.
Stephen LaPena?
Yes.
Michael LaPena? And Peter LaPena. For $5,000, your statutory maximum, according to you, you're out actually more than that, for flooring that they put in your home that you say has to be, I guess, entirely ripped out. So tell me what happened.
Okay, Your Honor. He lives down the corner from me, and we saw that he's a contractor, so we called him up in August to come to our home and give us an estimate to do our floors. We had tiling floors put in our home that were there. We wanted them to be replaced. So we agreed on the price, and he told us that he could only work on weekends. So we said we would live like that for the weekend. He had moved our dining room table, which takes 10 chairs, into our kitchen, so my wife and I were inconvenienced to be eating in the basement and living down there, basically, since we were unable to walk through our living room or use our front door. Or
I presume you're going to tell me they took longer than they
Yes,
should have?
they did.
Okay.
It went on for a
How
few
long
weeks.
did it take?
It took over 2 weeks. And
You mean, how many weekends did it take?
it took them almost 3 weekends to work at it.
Okay.
And then we still weren't
Did
able to
they
use
ever,
it.
according to you, they told you it would just be one weekend?
That's correct. They
Did you guys tell them it would just be one weekend?
Originally, I thought I would be done by the Monday of Labor Day.
Okay, that didn't work out so well.
I
But
finished on the
it
11th.
ended up, what ended up happening the next weekend that you couldn't work a full weekend?
No, we finished next weekend, Monday.
Oh, so it
Monday
didn't take
the
3
11th.
weekends?
Monday the 11th was the very last day that I was there.
Okay, so according to you, it took 2 weekends.
Yes.
Okay, all right, so go on.
So what ended up happening is when his father arrived at our home to help his son and the brother, the father parked in my driveway. His father had a leak in his car, which put oil and gas in my driveway. The father said, I know it, I shouldn't have parked in your driveway. We will fix that also. When they started doing the work, we started looking at the work they were doing, and we said, the tiles aren't even. He goes, oh, they got to settle. Okay, I'm not a contractor,
All right,
okay?
but-
So we
what
actually told him, but he told us the floors have to settle. So
What does
we
that
just
mean,
wouldn't.
the floors have to settle?
I don't ever remember
Yeah, because they don't have to
saying
settle.
the floor
right?
had to
There's
settle.
no such thing as the floors have to settle.
No.
Where you leave them is where they're going to be.
Yes.
So, all right, go ahead.
So basically, one thing leads to the other. We're noticing cracked tiles that my wife brought to his
Do
attention.
you have pictures of the job?
Sure.
When do you decide that at some point you decide, you fire them and you say you can't continue?
After 2 weeks of this, seeing cracked
So
tiles.
you didn't allow them to finish?
No, he had sent his brother back on the 10th because he had, on the 11th because he had to work. His
So it
brother
wasn't completed in 2 weekends. You were prevented from finishing it.
No, it was completed on
We're
the
gonna,
11th.
Wait, you finished it?
Yes.
we
Do you have pictures of the finished
Yes.
product? Let me see your pictures.
He paid us.
no, he.
He paid you the full amount?
There you go.
Is this tile or wood?
Tile.
So it's tile that looks like wood?
Yes.
And did you grout it?
Yes.
You did grout it. Did you end up installing a quarter round on the baseboard?
No, they didn't want me to. There was a quarter on there which they did not want disturbed on the baseboard, so I did everything I could to not disturb the baseboard. We touched up and painted the baseboard molding.
Are these are the pictures
Those
of,
are right after we grouted the last day, on the 11th.
okay. I'm going to show you, for example, that picture there. That picture is completely missing grout. What's going on there?
So that's the area around.
You haven't seen it yet. Look at it first.
I know. I
Okay.
saw it. That's around the door jamb going down to the basement. So they were unhappy with the 4 or 5 tiles around the door jamb.
I'm sorry. It's a simple question. Were you done working?
Yes.
Yes.
Why did you leave it that way?
Because they requested $200 back to fix that area around the door jamb.
Wait, that's after you leave?
Yes.
Yeah. That's when they request $200?
No, they requested $200 before I grouted, and I gave them $200 back. They paid me on the 10th.
All right, what about this? Like, there are parts where the, what is this a picture of? The same corner?
That's a different
Okay,
corner,
this is
a different door.
corner with some gobbed up, non-sanded grout. This is a union of the tile baseboard, I guess. Is this the baseboard?
That's correct.
Where there's a gap.
That's around the walls. All the walls, around all the walls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which corner is this?
That's another doorway.
A different doorway?
Yes, that's the inside of another door.
Okay, so what's going on there? There's a huge gap there.
That's the inside of that.
That's not supposed to be finished that way. You know that. I know that. I mean, there's not supposed to be like a big gap you can fall into.
There is tiles.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. There are tiles.
No, I'm talking to him.
I'm sorry.
So the job costs $1,500. Can the plaintiff get more than 15? Because the plaintiff wants 5,000.
I mean, yeah, I think so. If he needs to wipe out whatever the guy did before and then get the job done again, he's going to need more than the $1,500.
So you could get more than the contract price that you originally bargained for.
Yeah, I mean, if they do something that damages your home or your property more than what it costs, then yes.
I was kind of hoping you guys would be wrong, but you're right. Going inside the courtroom.
That's not supposed to be finished like that. There's supposed to be something. You can't just leave it with a gap at the baseboards. Why was it left that way?
It was left that way, honestly, because I couldn't get the tile close enough to the baseboard.
So then why are you saying you finished the job? I mean, you have to cut it right, and you have to, why couldn't you put grout there at a minimum so it wouldn't look that way, so there wouldn't be like a place to lose your keys? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of deep. It's not supposed to look that way.
I mean, looking at the after pictures, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that's kind of not that great, right? What is this a picture of?
That's my back deck where he put the thin set, he cut tile. That's a
You didn't lay something down on
I
it?
didn't cut tile on his back deck. I cut tile in the bed of my truck.
The bed of your truck. So what was it that was back here?
That's thin set from the bottom of my boots going to get tile.
Oh.
But,
Does that come off?
well, I cleaned it off. He was satisfied with it that day. I don't know
Okay,
why
but
it's there
this is how
again.
it looks. This is how he took a picture of it. Who would be satisfied with that?
It didn't look like that when I left.
Let's look at your lawsuit.
Okay.
You paid them $1,500. You want all that back. You paid for the tiles $1,700, and you want them to pay you back for that. But then you also want them to pay you the estimate you've got for a new contractor for $3,525, which means you'll get a new floor. You understand that, right?
Yes, I
Because
do.
that means you don't pay for a floor. Why are you suing for that?
Well, I feel that the floor is finally complete as of now. For the inconvenience that we had to spend in the
It
basement.
should be free.
No, I don't feel it should be
Well, that's what
free.
you did. That's what you filed.
You're right. You're
All
right.
right. So now, who did you pay? Do you have proof of payment for the new floor?
Well, his proof, no, we gave him cash.
No.
But the new gentleman, we have his paid bill that we submitted to the court.
Okay.
From Mr. Pinto. He's also going to reseal the driveway.
Step by step.
Okay.
It
well-
says remove damaged or uneven tiles from living room, front foyer area, and dining room. Purchase, install matching tiles, and reset, thin set, blah, blah, blah. Total for the above work, $950. And then it says cleaning, back porch platform, power wash and reseal. Front walkway, power wash and reseal, almost $2,500 for that.
Well, a lot of it was the driveway, which had to be resealed.
Let me see the pictures of the driveway. Are they in this stack that you gave me?
Yes, they are.
All right.
You'll see we just had our home re-sided and his handprints from the thin set on it.
I mean, you left a mess. Are you guys tilers? Is that what you do, or that was
No.
just kind of a?
No.
I don't know, man. I think maybe you did bite off more. In retrospect, maybe you bit off more than you can chew a little.
Yes, I mean, I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting.
And the problem with
everything to
tile
go on.
work is, when you bite off more than you can chew, it's a lot. It's not like biting off more than you can chew on a paint job. On a paint job, it doesn't cost that much to correct the problems. But on a tile job, there's ripping involved. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. Is this the driveway?
No, you'll see a very big black mark.
What did he do? What does reseal mean? What is it he ended up doing?
Well, he
Blacktopped it again?
blacktopped half the driveway.
That's why it's so expensive.
No, he bought those cans of whatever it is.
Yeah.
And,
This is the driveway with all the cracks?
no, well, that's the cracks from the work where he did it, but
The
you'll-
cracks in
No.
your driveway are from the work and not
No,
from the
no, no,
decay
no,
of
no.
your driveway?
No,
I got
ma'am.
it. I got it.
No,
Yeah, they're not going to put in a new driveway
no,
for
no,
you.
no. We don't want that.
Yeah, well, it kind of sounds like you do.
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Based on everything that I've seen, I'm going to assess what I feel is fair, and you're not going to like it. And you're probably not going to like it either, because you're a little bit greedy. But you guys really did bite off more than you can chew, and it's disruptive too, when that happens, because they got to see it every day, they got to get angry about it every day. It wasn't cleaned up. It's just not, you guys aren't Tylers, and you shouldn't take on a job like this. But I do see that, it's a brand new driveway that gets put in basically by blacktopping, an old driveway because they're supposed to, and I don't think that's appropriate. I'm going to estimate an amount that I think is appropriate for both cleanup and repair, I guess, of the places that you left, that need to be taken care of, including the oil spill. I'm ruling in favor of the plaintiff in this case in the amount of $2,000. That's my judgment.
Thank you.
So the plaintiff gets a judgment for $2,000, not the $5,000 he was seeking. The Lupina family has just come out of the courtroom. The judge comes from a contracting family. She knows contracting backwards and forwards. She thinks you guys did a pretty bad job. You understand?
Yes, she made that very clear.
And you kind of looked like you agreed when you looked at
I
some of
didn't
those
agree.
pictures.
I didn't agree. I mean, it's her ruling. Got to respect her ruling. I just feel, I wish things turned out differently.
Sorry about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Gross, you didn't get what you wanted money-wise, but sounded like you were asking for too darn much. Come on, don't you think so?
Yeah, but I just wanted it to be fair. We lived, my wife and I, a lot in the basement of our home.
Okay, 3
And-
weeks.
Yeah, but we couldn't utilize our home. The guy did such poor work that we had guys coming in giving us estimates that we couldn't
Well,
afford.
Look, sorry you had such problems. You get $2,000 back.
I know.
You can start all over again.
That's it.
okay?
Thank you.
Good enough. Thank
Have a
you
good
very
day.
much. Okay,
Thank
take
you.
care. Harvey, what do you think?
Okay, as these guys said, if a contractor screws up a job, that contractor could be on the hook for way more than the actual contract price. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.